here to tell his Korean-American story. Please welcome Kevin Woo.
Thank you so much. And she pronounced my last name right. Woo, not woo. Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing? 안녕하세요. 저는 케빈이라고 합니다. Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin Woo. And thank you. And can we get another big round of applause for our other honorees tonight, Eric and Sue? Wow. It's going to be really hard to follow in their footsteps. Sue, thank you so much for being courageous and being so vulnerable on this stage. I know it takes a lot of courage. Thank you so much for sharing your story and letting us feel seen. But yeah, wow, it's such an honor to be up on this stage. I've always seen my friends and so many other people, on this stage accept awards, and it's really weird and very surreal to be accepting an award. So thank you so much, Korean American Story, for having me here tonight. What an honor to be in such Korean American excellence tonight. I haven't been in a room with this many Korean Americans since growing up in church, except tonight's just much bougier. But yeah, it really, really means so much. It means the world to me to receive one of my first awards from my own community, and I'm just letting it sink in right now. But yeah, first of all, I want to lift up this huge, huge honor to Korean American Story, and also to my 할머니, who is up in heaven right now, and she must feel so proud of me. 할머니, this is for you. 사랑해요. She was the sole reason why I am able to speak Korean, the reason why I'm so deeply rooted in my Korean heritage, the reason why I have such high taste buds for Korean food. She always told me to be 겸손해. 항상 겸손해야 된다. And I'm just so incredibly honored and so humbled to represent so many of us on this platform, and I feel so privileged. So yeah, again, thank you so much to HJ and Teresa. Yes. And yeah, I would love to share my story. I don't think I've ever really shared my story before because I'm usually up on stage singing and dancing. But Trailblazer honoree, wow, what a title. Like growing up, I'd never even imagined that I'd be trailblazing of any sort because as a kid, I'm just from a little town called Danville in Northern California, from the Bay Area. Who's from the Bay? Yeah! I was such a shy, quiet, insecure little Korean boy. Just never made any, presence in the room because I just wanted to match everyone's, energy. But for as long as I can remember, I had the biggest ambition and dream to become a pop star. And there's so many home videos of me, like at church when I was like 3 years old, I would run up to the stage during 찬양 and I would just steal the mic and like start yapping away, just like nonsense, gibberish. And like I would never come down. In my living room with my sister, we'd be dancing to Spice Girls and HOT. What an interesting combo. We were very cultured as Korean American kids. And I grew up listening to K-pop. I was never ashamed of it. I just listened to it 24/7 in my bedroom, in my little Sony Walkman going to school. I was just so proud to be Korean because there were so many amazing K-pop stars. And back in the day, it wasn't even K-pop, it was just Gayo. It's Korean music. I'm sure all of you grew up with Korean music. Who's a fan of like G.O.D., SDS, Finkel, BoA, Rain, Seven? Yes, they were all my idols growing up. And I did not see anyone like them in America. Like, of course I loved Usher and just Timberlake and Michael Jackson, but like, I knew I needed to be on stage to share my talent, and I just never thought that being in America, like that dream would come true. So I begged my mom one day when I was 15 to go to Korea to audition to become a K-pop idol, beyond my wildest dreams. And so, yeah, that one summer when I was 15 changed the trajectory of my whole entire life. So at the age of 15, I decided to pack my bags and move to Korea. It was such a bold move for a 15-year-old because I just started high school and I was just finding my own voice and my identity. But yeah, at the age of 15, I started that really intense K-pop boot camp, which is even more intense than you'd ever imagine. They lock up us up in these rooms, and you can't leave until you mastered this one song or mastered this choreography. But yeah, for me, it was so much fun. But I thought that moving to Korea would magically answer all my, I guess, questions of being Korean American and insecure. But it didn't. It actually made it worse. Being in Korea, like, everyone kind of judged me for not speaking Korean as fluently as them. I had a different mindset. So yeah, at an early age, I really had to acclimate myself to the Korean culture. And it was definitely not an easy path. But no, I endured, and I had my eyes on the ball. And fast forward 10 plus years, I had a successful run in a group called UKISS. Woo! And yeah, you know, after a decade, I really thought that was everything. That was the end of my career. But there was a little voice in the back of my head saying, Kevin, there's a bigger purpose for you. There's a bigger vision. So I listened to that voice, and I moved back to America during COVID. The best time to come to America. But no, I just really had to make that move because I knew there was something bigger for me. And when I moved back to America, I thought it'd be like, I thought like it would solve all my problems of being not Korean enough coming back home. But it was definitely not the case. There was no manager to drive me around town. There was no one taking my kimbap orders on set. I really had to start from ground zero and make a name for myself out here. And when I went to all these auditions, and in the room, there were other guys like me who were Asian. And I thought I was in the right place, but then again, I felt very out of place because they were much more American than me. They were more built. They had deeper voices. They had facial hair. So I was like, this K-pop magic doesn't work here. But yeah, again, for another few years, I really struggled to find my own identity, even though I was back in my home country. But luckily, the stars aligned, and I had this amazing opportunity to make my US debut stage on Broadway called K-pop. And I want to shout out to the writer of K-pop, Jason Kim, right here. Jason, we love you. And yeah, K-pop was such a groundbreaking musical. It was the first Korean story to be told ever on Broadway, and we were nominated for multiple Tony Awards. But unfortunately, it didn't go the way we planned. But that didn't stop me from pursuing my dreams out here in the US, and it led me to many more opportunities. It opened doors for me in ways I could have never imagined, and that led to another project that I took part in called K-pop Demon Hunters. I was a singing voice for one of the Saja boys called Mystery Saja, yeah. And who knew that in 2025, an animated film about K-pop and Korean culture, literally called K-pop Demon Hunters, would take the world by storm. And, you know, although it felt like an overnight success, it definitely wasn't. You know, Maggie Kane, the director, she was working on this for about 7 years. And also, it took a whole village, and not even a village. It took decades of, our Korean American ancestors and everyone before us to really build that road for us. And I am just so incredibly honored to be a part of it. Again, my 15-year-old self would have never imagined I'd be trailblazing, because in the moment I didn't know I was doing that. But just one project after another led me to this moment. And my story is still being written. I still have so much more that I want to accomplish. Just seeing so many of you guys in this room inspires me so much. And I just want to continue to uplift our voices and pave the way for more generations to come, where just like me when I was 15-year-old, just being a little kid with big dreams. And for a long time, I've struggled with my dual identity as a Korean American, and I really felt out of place, but it really took me 30 plus years, and yes, I am 34. A lot of you guys still think I'm like 18 or something. and I still do get carded, but thanks to Korean skincare and my parents' genes. And I hope I get to maintain this skin for a long time. But yeah, it really took me so long to realize that having both identities was not a handicap. It was a huge blessing in disguise. And it wasn't until I met more people like me with similar backgrounds and hearing their stories really made me feel less alone. And it really helped me find my own voice, which I struggled so long for. And I think that's why it's so important to lift our stories so we can build community. And I want to thank Korean American Story again for this unforgettable opportunity and this award. Thank you. And I really do hope that my story can inspire others to live with pride and confidence, no matter who they are or where they come from. Thank you for letting my story matter. And as Huntrix once said, we're gonna be golden. It's our time. No fears, no lies. We're gonna be golden. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. 사랑해요.